Yeah, I'm more surprised about the Tomb of the Spider Queen ban, which is unusual, or not necessarily, but yeah, it's not a ban that's often seen. But yeah, Brexit is one of those maps that's decently often banned, as it's can be pretty decently hard to play, and will have seen some cheese. But yeah, Infernal Shrines is another one of these great maps that I like to see in competitive, and I'm hoping for another good one here. And Leyline Scenes is going to start the ball with the ban on Gul'dan, while Fat Number 5 are banning the Anubarak.
Yeah, that seems like the standard bans in this meta. Anubarak, of course, really strong on this map, as well as Anubarak, the strongest tank around. The Cocoon being such a strong heroic.
Yeah, definitely. He's by far one of the most popular warriors these days. And Gul'dan just have a great wave clear and is an all-around really solid assassin. So yeah, no surprise that's getting banned out. But oh, this is the first pick that I didn't see coming.
I don't know. Is this Division 3 meta? What is this?
Yeah,
First pick Lily.
yeah. Are we just seeing some certified Division 3 cheese here? Yeah, I'm excited to see what Leyland Seals are gonna follow this up with. Yeah, for those that are asking in chat, Leyland Seals finished in the top of the Division 3, while Fat Number 5 is from Division 1, and they started day two first picks out with the Dahaka and Malfurion.
The Hacker just received some buffs, and you know it's the race card the Hacker going about now, so he's really strong. Malfurion is Malf. Everyone knows what he's about.
Yeah, Malfurion haven't been nerfed yet, as it's gonna happen anyway, like probably next week, as he's have a new build out on the PTR. But so far, he's still one of the stronger healers. And yeah, as you mentioned, race card Dehaka has been all rage the last week after he got some buffs to his move speed out of bushes. So we're gonna see how that how that works out on in this game. While Leyland Seals picked up Ragnaros and Uther to just go straight into that double healer.
I really like to pick up a Footer against the Malfurion and the Hacker, and Uther is pretty much considered maybe the strongest or the second strongest healer right now, together with Malfurion. They're good at different things, but both really solid.
Yeah, definitely.
Cassia.
Yeah. That's a Cassia ban. I'm not quite sure where that comes from. Like, if Cassia like instantly works into this comp, maybe it's just that's why they picked the Lily. As we know, Cassia has increased damage against blooded targets, and it could be just that Leyline Seas have practiced some synergy on that front.
Yeah, it could be potential that the Seals was going to pick up the Cassia and the Johanna for the last picks, going into this kind of cheesy blind composition with Cassia as a hyper carry, but not today.
Not today. While Leyland Seas is banning out the Greymane, which is also yeah, Greymane is still one of the stronger heroes in the game. He's overall really good also on this map, for both for the lane clear and in general. And yeah, they decided to just ban him out to make sure that Fat5 can't pick him up. Ragnaros, we didn't say much about him, but he is not as strong as he used to be, but he still have some very good uses in some niche compositions, and on maps like this where you have where the objective is pushing a lane, like on Infernal Shrines, he has a great stall with his Molten Core trait. So yeah, he's a solid enough pickup. I can like him, and you will also need a solid solo laner, and he is still quite capable of doing that job. While Fat Number 5, as the next picks up Varian and Kael'thas.
Yeah, the taunt is pretty good against Uther, as it doesn't count as a stun, I think, so it does not work with the Uther heal at level 7. I'm fairly certain, but they do have a lot of roots, so other roots. That's a really nasty stun chain coming out of of Fat 5, so if I were the Seals, I would be really happy about picking up the Uther earlier.
Yeah, Uther seems like a great pick here, as after his rework, his whole level 7 talent here is all about that they all have interaction with different kinds of stunts and CC, and as you mentioned, Fat number 5 has a lot of them right now, with both with the tongue from the Haka, the roofs from Malfurion, and the gravity lapse from Kael'thas. So yeah, we may see some pretty annoying stun chains coming up from Fat 5, while Leyline Seals, as their last 2 picks, picked up Valla and Johanna.
Yeah, it does feel like Fat 5 was correct about the choices with banning out the Cassia there, and it kind of feels like they took the Valla as the second best option.
Yeah, I agree. That could have worked out really fine here with the Cassia pick here, especially also as they picked up Johanna, which also has her blinds, so that could be a lot of extra damage for Cassia, but alas, it was not to be, as it was banned out. Valla is, yeah, she's a personal favorite. She's overall strong, kind of like Greymane, but of course in a bit different way. She can work in this comp here for sure. Also with double healer, she gets that extra sustain that she needs to keep being dangerous to the opponent. While Fat number 5 rounds out their comp with a Zarya.
Yeah. Triple warrior composition, even though Zarya might be more of a ranged assassin or hybrid, but it's a lot of pressure going into this game on the Kael'thas and the Valla to bring out the damage.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was our Heroes Lounge resident Zarya One Trick Rooney. I think I said earlier today that Zarya is 20% support, 30% warrior, and 50% assassin. So
I must say, I'm disappointed. There's no D.Va in this draft. D.Va is allowed. This is her best map, and she's the best hero in the game.
Oh, in the game.
So I don't understand these people.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if they come to their senses and pick up some D.Va for the second map as we go into that. I'm sorry, there's no betting up at the moment, or is it? To be quite honest, this is the first time I'm casting on Heroes Lounge 2, so the Vivbot is completely new for us, and yeah, Vivbot just got wrecked by Moobot that deleted all their links. So yeah, really quick before we get into this game and we're watching the loading screen here, do you know what Bruce Lee's favorite drink is?
Oh.
It's water! Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have been prepared for this, but
you probably should. Well, there's no going back now, and we're heading into the first game. And why don't you take us through who is on Fat number 5 on the blue side here?
Yes, on the left side we have Divan playing the Malfurion, Undead on the Varian, Nano playing the Kael'thas, Harox on the Dahaka, and Baruko on the Zarya.
Yes, indeed. And on the red side for Leyland Seas, we have Ricky on Ragnaros, Pirate is on Lily, Mini CP is on Johanna, Ratan is playing the Valla, while Fenrir is on Uther. So we see the Haka is going straight top. They don't really want to fight here in the middle, while Leyland Seas sends all of their people mid. I'm guessing Ragnaros is gonna rotate top pretty soon, but he's holding out for now. Nano on his getting in a convection stack right away, so for him. Leyland Seas managed to clear the waves the fastest and are now starting to rotate.
Yeah, it does seem that like the Leyland should have the slightly stronger rotation here. Even though the Kalphas, of course, is really, really good on clearing waves.
Yeah,
But I don't expect much aggression coming out right now
yeah.
from either of the teams.
The first part of the Infernal Shrines games are mostly about just soaking, rotating between mid bot, and that didn't take long before we had a legit 3-2-3. And Unlid says that Vara became deaf. I am not sure what that means. It may be some troubles with the comms. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what they can blame the late start on. I'm not sure. As they really got a slow start here on the rotation. It may be they're just fine with that as long as they manage to pick up all the XP. Of course, that's the most important thing. But it does have some. It is good for the team that manages to have the best rotation, as they we have in the mid here a lot of bushes and places to set up a gank and an ambush. So at the moment, Leyline Seals have the upper hand here, while the Haka and Ragnaros in the top lane just doing solo lane things.
Of course, Fat5 always have the option of letting the Haka come down, but it's pretty unconventional to do it in the early rotation. It's more something that will happen first shrine.
Yeah. As we mentioned, the earlier part of the Infernal Shrines are usually decently boring as we wait for the first shrines to pop up. Just soaking lanes, and as we can see, Leyline Scenes has one minion wave of upper hand on the experience, but Fat number 5 is gonna get that right away any second now, as we hopefully can jump into this game soon. I'm gonna switch a scene here so you all can see how little frustrated I am by waiting for the game to start again.
We're only 23 minutes late, but apart from that, things are moving on quite smoothly.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm sure we're gonna have some great games here when we finally get started for real. We're asking if there's any update now, but we'll just have to wait and see what Fat number 5 and Undead is saying. I hope this isn't just a plot from Undead so we can eat more cake. I wouldn't count it against him, as he is Norwegian, so you never know. They are still trying to get a hold of their 5th player that doesn't seem to give them any updates or answers. So while we wait for them to get back in here, I'm gonna show you something cool. Be right back. Welcome back! Long time no see. And yeah, hello Emilien. We are still pretty much waiting for people to come along here, and yeah, it doesn't seem, yeah, countdown, go go go.
Ready.
Okay, yeah, it seems we are actually ready, which means we can jump into this game again. Okay, counting down. We need to count down. That's muy importante. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. And we're back in it! Okay, here we go. Did you see that beautiful countdown there?
It was very, very smooth countdown. One of the better I've seen.
Yeah, I have practice. I'm thinking about becoming a countdown main in Season 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're still only 1.5 minutes. We're gonna take a short look at the talent that get picked up here. I mentioned Kael'thas picked up Conviction here on level 1. He still only has 1 stack, but it seems like he's just focusing on the rotation for now and doing that thing. Apart from that, Ragnaros has 13 stacks already on his Q quest.
Steven has left the game and Malfurion is chasing the other team.
Okay, it's kind of up to Fat number 5 to pause the game here.
Paused. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it seems Steven is back.
Yeah, it seems he's back, and as we all have seen from the North America HGC, bots can be really powerful. Then again,
Malfbots haven't really had that much of a success yet, I think, but this might be the game.
this might be the game that we finally get to see Malphbot really shine. The Haka is burrowing in the bush here. He's immediately going in with that huge move speed that they have. He gets the tongue off, but it is on Johanna, and now Varian is in huge trouble. Are Undead gonna go down here? Rattan is chasing him. And he managed to get the pick off, and this looks good for Leyline Seals as they have 35, 38, and they secured the Punisher.
It's quite unexpected to see Leyline coming out so strong against Fat 5. I wonder... Oh, yeah, well played.
Yeah, indeed. And they managed to secure this Punisher in the bottom line, sorry, but they're not gonna do too much about it with it. Sorry. As semi-usual, the team that gets the first Punisher manages to get the wall down exactly in time for Devon to leave the game again. So, and he's back. Seems like there's some internet issues somewhere in the world, and yeah, Rattan needs to be careful about giving that Caesarea too much energy. It's just pumping arrows into that shield, but it seems like they're fine for now. Undead is back on his Varian, ready to move in, but yeah, it seems like both teams are just gonna get back to this rotation between mid and top, soaking that XP and get a small XP advantage and get to level 7. Ragnaros with the Q talent, no surprise there. Vala is going with the W build, which is also no surprise on this map. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Q build, but of course on Infernal Shrines you need that extra W damage for the shrines, and of course it's also great in team fights. While we see double cleanse both on Uther and Lily here from Leyline Seals gonna cancel out those CC chains that's coming out from Fat 5.
I must say I'm surprised Uther decided to go for cleanse and they went for this double cleanse composition, seeing that there's so many roots and stuns coming out of Fat 5. 75% damage reduction, that's amazing. So they would have been able to trigger that really easily.
Yeah, indeed, and Uther needs to be like in the front to get value off of his cleanse. That's it takes like the cooldown lowers for a second each time he basic attacks. But now we see Ragnaros already have started the next shrine, which is in the top, and he has completed his Q quest already.
Yeah, a lot of wave clear coming out of him now, and a lot of strong sustain.
Yeah, we see Leyline Seals, the rest of the team is moving up. They have gotten at a 10-9 lead on the minions here. But yeah, not everything can still happen. Zarya is kind of in trouble, needs to be cleansed there to be sure to make it out alive. She does have full energy, but can't do much with it at the moment as she needs to tap.
There were some beautiful body blocks coming out on Mina CP and the Johanna, but the Seals are getting ahead in minion count now, and eventually they could just use the Molten Core to grab the last bunch of the skeletal Guardians.
Yeah, indeed.
So...
that's also one of Ragnaros's huge positive things on this map that we have seen in several matches, also in the Heroes Lounge and the Pro Scene, that yeah, you can just, if you are nearing winning the shrine, you can just back off and take over the fort with your Molten Core and be sure to finish off the shrine and secure it for yourself. And now, as both teams are really close to level 10, Leyline Seals are pushing with the Immortal, the Punisher.
Seeing that the Hacker didn't come up at all during this whole shrine phase gives me the feeling that Fat5 is really banking on the level 10 and trying to win the game from there on out.
Yeah, they managed to... Sorry?
Yeah, because Leyland Scene, they have won the first shrines, but they don't have that much of a lead. Actually, they're quite even in structural damage.
Yeah, indeed, they are decently even. This second Punisher also just manages to get the... Oh, this is... Oh... Sorry, we did see a CC chain coming out there with Varian taunting then into the root, but luckily for Leyline Seals they have in more than enough cleanses, so Ragnaros was able to get out with no worries. Valla is dropping decently low, but she has a tap and she should be good to go still, as we did see Phoenix used there, and Taunt is almost up again. Water Dragon was also used, same with Blessed Shield and Divine Shield, so yeah, not much came out of that fight, even though we saw the first use of some heroics here.
It's kind of fun with the composition of Leyland Seals that Ragnaros can get hit by like up to 3 stun chains in one fight and still get out of them all without any breaking in the sweat.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, there, Keltas gets a pretty decent gravity lapse on both Lily and Johanna, but they seem to be fine. Water Dragon is coming out, but Undead is fine on his very end. No problem at all. So we does have seen some skirmishes here. Some both teams wanting to get a kill off here before the next shrine phase. And now we do see that Fat number 5 is in the lead XP-wise, much thanks to the Dahaka that's been just in every lane that no one else has been in, soaking that XP.
Yeah, he's been doing a really good job soaking, and the rest of his team has been doing a really good job to keep the Seals busy, allowing the Haka to soak those lanes while the Seals can't do it. So, good play.
Yeah, indeed, and they're closing on level 13 here before the shrines, but they're not quite there yet, so Leyline Seals does have the opportunity to get something done here. Oh, we see Ruko on the Zarya dropping really low, and a hammer from Ragnars is gonna take her out, which means one person is down and people are down. For Fat number 5, Rattan on the Valla is dropping really low, but manages to get out used by that Divine Shield from the Uther. Now all the heroics are used by Leyline Seals, but they manages to get those 2 kills and should be able to just secure the Punisher here, the 3rd of the game.
Yeah, I really love the Johanna play coming out of Mina CP here. Really pressuring Fat5 and enables his own team to push out damage and land good heroics.
Yeah, I completely agree. Mina CP on the Johanna has had a really good game so far, both with body blocks and the use of her Blessed Shield. big reason that the team fights are going in their favor at the moment. And once again, the Punisher is pushing in on a fort, and this time they might actually get their first fort of the game.
The other clans coming out of the Lily, saving her as the retreat, not just getting the fort, but they're a good way to take down any structure they want if they dedicate themselves to it.
Yeah.
And Fat Five is chasing again.
Yeah, they didn't seem to be too worried about losing the fort there, even if it was really close, as they went down and took the easy camp right below the mid lane here. So now they're gonna move in with that. Oh, Taunt is coming out into the roots, but the Divine Shield is coming out on Lily, making sure she is safe again, and Mini CP is back on that Johanna.
Yeah, back in the middle, just punching people, wrecking them, and annoying.
Oh, this is a really good play from both teams there. Water Dragon is coming out, but Anders is making sure he is safe. Drag was used, but nothing big came out of it. And once again, a small skirmish that didn't actually lead to much.
Yeah, feels like Leyland Seals may have dedicated longer cooldowns to that fight and would like to cool the day game down a little bit before the next shrine phase. While Fat Five is looking for a shiny bush meta over here, but doubt anything will come from.
Yeah, Mini CP is just making sure no one interrupts them while they do their hard camp, so they can get some push in the top lane here. Maybe they're just gonna try to get this fort down before the shrines, but they have no time as the shrine spawns in bot lane. Both teams on level 14 with half a level advantage to Fat Number 5, as they also pick up their hard camp in the top lane here, which most probably are gonna make sure their camp wins that duel with the other and get some push in the top lane. As we see, Kael'thas and Malfurion already cleared up the hard camp from Leyline Seals there. The Haka taking the easy camp bot, which are gonna make sure they have some map pressure, while Leyline Seals just go straight in for the shrine here, getting a lead on the minions so far.
Well, Minisip already used her Iron Skin, but another nice cleanse coming out for neither Fenrir or Pirate here. It's hard to tell, but that was a close call. The Expulsion Zone coming out from Varrock was really nice, and the bombs are spreading. Fenrir is taking some bombs, trying to heal the Pirate, but misses. And Fat Five is totally taking control of this, is blowing up the Lily as they pass by.
Yeah, finally we see some really value from the Kael'thas there, as he had hit a beautiful two-man gravity lapse. He hit Flame Strike on both of them, and unfortunately for Leyland Seals, the bombs just kept spreading. Johanna is getting taunted and rooted, but she has... no, she didn't actually use her Iron Skin. She got Divine Shielded by Uther, just to make sure everyone got away. Zarya is using her ult, not maybe hoping to catch someone out there so they couldn't get back, but to no avail. Johanna with her Iron Skin should be safe. Ragnaros is kind of in trouble. He gets taunted. He gets really low. He dodges the Flame Strike just about and manages to get away. He also have a tap, but Fat Five are pushing in on the keep here.
Yeah, it's been really nice play, and Ragnaros goes into the Molten Core, and Fat Five immediately decides to disengage because Minisip is in the middle of their team, wreaking havoc again, has to disengage once more. And during this time, the hard camp has taken down the top fort and is taking down the first tower on the top keep wall.
Yeah, we talked about that before the shrine phase came up, that Fat Number 5 managed to get some really good pressure on the map here, while Leyland Seals were busy with the shrine. So yeah, that hard camp in top really got some value, and the bottom keep took some damage, but they didn't. But Fat Number 5 wasn't able to stall out Molten Core here, so they managed to save it through Ragnaros. And yeah, as you mentioned, Mini CP always in the thick of things, going hard to see if she can create some plays here.
Yeah, with the double support, double cleanse, Divine Shield, being there in the back line, she feels so confident just wrecking damage. But this Flame Strike's coming out of KT is wrecking the Sills right now.
Rattan taking another flame strike to the face there, but seems to be okay for now. Undead moving in on the Varian, but no taunt used yet. Just gonna have a quick look at the talents here. As we notice, Kael'thas is doing a lot of work here. So through the flame strike with the convection stacks all good and done a little while ago. Yeah, so we're gonna just keep seeing more value out of him. But now Leyline Seals are in trouble. As a really great Zarya ult made sure Lily couldn't retreat and she got eaten up. Valla is also kind of in trouble.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
Molten Core for the disengage here.
Yeah, it's kind of okay. Not sure what to say. Like, Valla was kind of in trouble. If the Haka would have gotten a lick off on her, they could probably have killed her with the follow-up from Varian. But yeah, that Molten Core made sure to get away safe, while we see another shrine spawn here in the mid, but with Lily down for Leyline Seals. Fat number 5 are pretty much in safe here to start up and get a really good lead here with 25 minions down already.
Yeah. And the Haka doing the Haka things and taking the camp in the bot lane, pushing out the lanes, getting Fat 5 even further ahead in XP. They're half a level roughly away from level 20, and this time Leyline Seals need to think how they're going to solve this. Are they going to make it to 20?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Haka has done so much this game. Like, we haven't necessarily seen him too much, like, do crazy plays with his tongue and stuff like that, but he has gotten so much value from side soaking that they are getting level 20 as we speak, while poor Leyline Seals is still on level 17 and a half, and they are for sure gonna lose this keep, and maybe with a kill or two, maybe the game?
Or they're going in for the Valla, and the taunt is good, and the Punisher just doesn't finish her up, but they're pounding onto the core now, taking a lot of damage. Shields are nearly down, and massive flame strike kills off the Valla, nearly the Lily, and the Lily is also dead. Mini CP goes down, and this is going to be game number 1 to Fat 5.
Yeah, that was a really great ending, a really good use of that last Punisher. They also managed to, in a really good way, zone everyone away from the Punisher, especially Ragnaros, so he wasn't able to use that Molten Core. But it may not have been off cooldown after they had to use it to save Valla's life there before the shrine spawned. But yeah, with that kind of level lead, level 20 to 17 and a half, there's not much you can do. Like, if anything, I would have said that Leyline Seals needed to go in harder there before Fat number 5 hit level 20. As the Haka was in the bottom, so even if Lily was dead, it was a 4 versus 4 on the shrine there. If they have gotten a kill there, maybe they could have done something more, maybe secured the Punisher and made sure they got to level 20, but it was not to be, unfortunately. Yeah, I see Hidde calling out those expulsion zones in the chat there, and I have to agree, we saw some really good expulsion zones in this game, and yeah, it's no wonder why it is the dominant pick for all good Zarya players. Indeed. Yeah,
I must say, I think Leyline Seals played much better than I expected them to do. They're playing as Fat 5, the winners of last season, and they kept up into the game pretty far, and they were ahead in kills for like at least 12 minutes or so.
Yeah, I totally agree. As my friend Carvis here mentioned, Fat Number 5 won last season's playoff in dominant fashion and have also been looking really good so far this season, making it to the playoff decently safe. So yeah, I'm I actually pretty impressed by Division 3 team Leyline Seals here. For the first part of the game, they were actually dominant. They got the 3 first Punishers, didn't they?
Yeah, 3 first Punishers. That's something. Even if the other teams got a late game composition, they look dominant in the fights, and especially the third Punisher. I think Fat 5 wanted to take that one and expected them to do it, but then just Leyland Seeds moves in with Mina CP under Jana and just wrecks them.
Yeah, Mini CP was playing great this game. I agree. She did a lot of work, and yeah, as you mentioned, Fat Number 5 had a late game team. It wasn't until level 10 that the CC chains really came online with the Varian there, but still it took them a little while to actually like really secure the grip on this game, and they did it mostly through the dominant XP soaking from the Haka there.
Yeah, actually to the last push, Leyland Seals were ahead in kills, but they were down nearly three levels of XP, and that's how much value they got out of the Haka.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. He did. That was a great pick this game, and I also have to commend the double healer, double cleanse out of Leyland Seals, because they most probably were smelling what were coming with the CC chains from Fat Number 5, and they managed to not get wrecked by it, which is a very easy thing that can happen against those kind of comps. Of course, I'm joining in the Twitch chat, Nintails. I'm always a fan of seeing the viewers interact with everyone around here. And now, before we go into the second game, we're gonna have a short break, and then we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back, and long time no see. Yeah, that first game went to Fat Number 5 on Infernal Shrines, with the Division 3 team, Leyline Seals, showing up really good there. But now we're gonna go into game 2, and as losers of the first game, did Leyline Seals pick first pick or the map pick?
They decided to go for the first pick, and Fat 5 chose Towers of Doom.
Yeah, as Leyland Seals took the first pick in the draft, it's up to Undead and Fat Number 5 to choose the map and Towers of Doom. And we spoke a little bit about that during the break here, what we think about the Towers of Doom.
Yeah, we obviously love the Towers of Doom. Not when you lose on it, but those amazing comebacks that you can make and how you can always turn a game around on Towers of Doom.
Yeah, indeed. It seems we need to switch some players here. I think that should be correct.
I think Mini CP is on the wrong side here.
Oh yeah, he is. And then we need to move Karox over to the... I think like that. Yeah, when that... Okay, yeah, it seems like we're getting there. And Undead is of course gonna get the crown since he's Norwegian. He deserves it. And yeah, we're just waiting for people to say if they're ready, and then we can jump into the draft here. Yeah, as mentioned, Towers of Doom, it is a favorite of mine too. Not necessarily to play, but to watch both in Heroes Lounge competitive and the pro scene competitive, as there's a lot of really good comebacks to be made on this team, not on this map, and yeah, you can't just rush the core when you have an advantage, and yeah, it's fun to see how different teams chooses to play out the macro on this team.
I think Ricky wants. Yeah, sorry, you already sorted that out. I'm just rambling, and I think we're ready to go. But Ricky should have the crown.
Indeed, and I'm pretty sure the team should stop complaining now. So yeah, they're saying they're ready, which means we are gonna move into the draft. Okay. Towers of Doom. Okay, let's see what we'll have here. It's Leyline Seals with the first pick and the first ban. I'm not gonna be surprised if they choose to ban out the Dahaka here. He did great work for Fat Number 5 in the last game, and yeah, he's strong on this map with the globals, and for once I'm right, and we see the Dahaka ban.
Yeah, straight out of the gates, and it looks like Fat 5 is going to ban the Arthas instead of going for the classic. They ban a global, we also ban a global. They don't want to deal with certain tanks. They ban out the Nubrak.
Yeah, they do. It's the same as they banned out in the first game. It seems like they really don't want to mess with the Cocoon, which kind of makes sense, of course. And yeah, but it doesn't give too much away either. Which means that Leyland Seals, if they want to, can pick up one of the strong globals for themselves, like the Falstad.
Yeah, and this is kind of Fat 5 forcing at Leyline Scenes to pick up the Falstad in the first rotation here. And I don't know what edge that might give them, but it's something that might happen.
Ooh, this is the Malfurion first pick, which this is probably the last week that we're gonna see a Malfurion first pick, so savor it while you can, everyone, because yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be the case after next week's nerf. But for now, Leyland Seals picked it up as comfort for themselves, while Fat Number 5 goes into the Abathur.
Avatar first pick, it's too little of that in Heroes Launch. I really like it. It's become more popular in the HGC, and now we see Fat 5 deciding that is something.
Ooh.
Oh, Genji Avatar.
Yeah, Genji Avatar. This is Fat Number 5 going hard here in the first start. Of course, we have seen Avatar, as you mentioned, in a lot of pro games on this map, especially. It's kind of, you can say it's kind of surprising, as Avatar is most popular on the big maps. But here, if you manage to stall out the opponent team while they are fighting over what are the objectives, Avatar can get a lot of work done in one of the side lanes. Genji, he's fairly new. We haven't seen too much of him in in real competitive games. He was played in the last week of the HGC, but that to a pretty certain big degree felt like it was just to try it, since not that many games really mattered in the last week. But he has come off as a decently strong pick, and we'll see what Fat Number 5 can do with him here.
I was going to say that the Genji Abatur kind of makes sure that there won't really be a solo laning Falstad on the side of Leyline Seals, because if you're always soaking and the Falstad hatted Genji appears suddenly, he will be super effective.
Yeah, he can definitely do some work there. He has great mobility, both with his trait, the jump, and his E that I can't remember the name of. But that could definitely be something that Leyland Seals have to watch out for. But they themselves pick up Undead Zero from the last game, Varian and Li Ming. And I personally like Li Ming decently on this map. She has a really long range on her spells that makes her being able to stall out shrines for a decently long time, should that be needed. And of course, overall, she is decently strong, even though she is not as highly contested as she was some patches ago. It's been a while now when she lost her wave clear on the level 7 talent Calamity on her E. But going into the second ban phase, Fat Number 5 are banning out Greymane, which Leyline Seals banned out in the last game, if I'm not completely mistaken.
Yeah, it feels like both teams kind of agreeing on what's the meta heroes to ban out here. But who would you ban if you were Leyline Seals here? I don't know.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, the Muradin is covered. They haven't locked him in yet. Muradin is a really strong solo tank. He can keep going for a long while, and with his trait he can just retreat a little bit, heal up, and go back in. And they decided to go for the dwarf ban here. So no small dwarf with axe and hammer in this game. And because Fat Number 5 needs a pretty strong solo tank here, and they are gonna go with at least a tank. You can say what you want about Stitches. He is stronger too, of course, but that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, he's a big guy with a hook. Like I didn't expect it. The Uther to combo it with is really nice. Do you think they will maybe go into KT for the follow-up?
Oh, yeah, on the side of Fat Number 5?
Yeah,
that could make sense. That can definitely make sense. As just as in real life, you need to watch out for big guys with hooks, and if Stitches manages to get the Li Ming, to get the Malfurion or something, then things can really quickly go downhill for the whoever gets hooked, as Uther has his follow-up stun. And yeah, if they were to go into the KT, then that would also be some great damage to follow up on that on. We're gonna have to wait and see while we get the two last picks for Leyland Seals, and they go into two more warriors, giving them a triple warrior comp with the Varian. Leoric and Arthas are the last two picks.
that's a super beefy lineup. Are they just banking on killing the Genji right now?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Genji shouldn't be hit by either the creepy hand from Leoric or Howling Blast from Arthas, but of course with Varian's level 10 taunt, if they manage to hit the Genji with that, they may be able to keep the lockdown going. And his shield, Genji's shield, won't protect him from Li Ming blow up, so that may definitely be a thing. And a Sonya pick being the last pick for Fat Number 5, and I really like Sonya. I can't play melee heroes or Sonya for shit, but she's really strong, strong, and I enjoy seeing her, but she doesn't bring much to an eventual hook combo follow-up thing.
Well, the potential poison spear, but it's not. She's not usually the most attractive hero into a comp like that. But I think the picks coming out from Leyline Seals pushed them into this Sonya.
Yeah, I do think Sonya is an amazing pick. I agree with Ninetales in the chat here. She may not necessarily be as strong against the Arthas, but she is still an overall really good hero. So yeah, it's gonna be. Sorry.
Well, I think Ninetales is only generally considered the 4th best Sonya in Heroes launch, so maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Yeah, Leyline Seals has the possibility to stall out these fights pretty long, with the healing from Malfurion and their tanks being able to take a lot of damage. So now that the drafts are done, the loading screen is done, and we are heading into the map, why don't you take Leyline Seals this time?
Oh, it's a pleasure. On the right side, the Leyline Seals with Mini CP on the Varian, Pirate on Liming, Ricky on the Arthas, Fenrir playing the Malfurion, and Rattan on the Leoric.
Indeed, and on the blue side for Fat number 5, Undead, the Norwegian hero, is on Abathur. Karox are gonna hit the hooks on Stitches. Nano is spinning to win on Sonya. Divan are playing the Uther, and Varruko are playing the Genji, and an immediate hook. Oh, that was great from Karox. He knew exactly where people usually go, and they went there. Threw out the hook, got the Varian, and they managed to just blow him up pretty much.
Yeah, it feels bad to not be level 4 yet. And that hook was really good. Another hook coming out on Leoric, but Sonya's taking a lot of damage from the Li Ming and Arthas. She'll just be able to work out. A little advantage coming out here for Fat number 5 at the start of the game.
Yeah, and in the beginning of the game, a kill isn't worth that much, but still, it's a great way to establish dominance and get a small lead, which we now see on the experiencer, while the teams are starting to rotate to gather that experience.
Arthas knew something was coming in the bot lane and decided he didn't want to be hooked today, and walked back to his gate.
Yeah, obviously pretty smarter. They really needs to look out for the hooks, and Leyline Seals are playing this semi-differently with Leoric solo top, Arthas solo bot, and they're placing 3 people in the mid to soak the lanes and maybe soak some shots here from the wall, but Genji is managing to alone stall them out pretty decently. And now we get into the famous first altar phase with the 3 altars, 1 on each side in the top, and the neutral middle one in the bot lane. Fat number 5 manages to pick up this Separate Camp here that's going to create some pressure, but as Leyline Seals have 4 people in the bot lane, they should be able to pick that up pretty good. It seems, unfortunately for Leyline Seals, that Fat number 5 smelled that there were so many people that went bot, and Leoric tried to pick up their altar alone. Unfortunately, they moved in on him, so he couldn't cap it. That means 2 altars and 8 shots going over to the side of Fat number 5, while Leyline Seals manages to get 4 picks and are starting this Separate Camp, but Fat number 5 are smelling it out.
Going in, and it's just 3 people here. Arthas is coming from the flank though. This could be bad for Fat 5, but he decides to not engage onto them, because the 4 versus 4 might get turned into a 4 versus 4.5.
Yeah, indeed. And we did see Stitches getting a hook off there on the Li Ming, but unfortunately for Fat Number 5, there weren't enough follow-up to secure the kill. But they did get the separate camp, which made sure they now have the wall and the tower down in the bot lane here, with one tower left. Arthas are gonna get moved in on, but he manages to get away. Arthas, so strong with all that survivability these days.
Also, Stitches going in for the best Stitches build, which is the full slam build so far. Nothing feels better than to be on the tank and do most damage on the team.
Yeah.
A flank coming in here from the Leyline Seals, but they decide against it again. Or?
Yeah, Varian is decently aggressive here, going in, and he's gonna charge the Sonya. Oh, the root follow-up. Oh, the helping hand from the Stitches, and the Abathur hat on Sonya. Make sure she gets away decently clean. Arthas is dropping low on health again, but has enough mana to just keep spamming those Qs, so he can heal himself up again. And now that we have the second shrine for altar phase spawning here, we just need to take a quick look at the talents here. As you said, the slam build are coming out from Stitches, which is always interesting to see. It's gonna get some damage done there. Apart from that, not much very special, and we'll see now when both teams get level 7 talents and altars are up. Cleanse. Now Guardians of the Ancient Kings for Uther, so no direct cleanse there, but he does heal. Whenever he heals a target that's stunned or rooted, they get a lot of extra armor, and that's probably gonna get really handy for them. And Ricky is trying channel the bottom altar here and secure that for himself, but oh, Genji is just harassing them so much.
He's such an annoying cyber ninja to deal with, especially on maps like this. And while this is going on, Abathur is soaking in the top lane. And a kill coming out on the Leoric. This is really good for Fat 5.
Yeah, Stitches were dropping really low there. Kind of the Sonya too. Stitches had the drink, so he manages to pick that up. So they could just keep fighting. Again, Genji is just stalling out the cap here in the bottom lane, making sure Abathur gets max soak done. But Leyline Seals managed to pick up the bottom shrine here, and the middle shrine goes over to Fat Number 5, which are making sure they are still in the lead here. But Fat Number 5 also got a whole level lead here on Leyline Seals with all that Abathur soaking, getting a lot of value.
Yeah, the teams were pretty much equal going into that fight, and now Fat 5 has a dominant position. Not only do they have more core health, but also the XP advantage.
Yeah, indeed. And they are gonna for sure get first to 10 here. The question for Leyline Seals is, are we gonna see a altar phase before they get their own level 10s? But Fat Number 5 is not waiting around. They are gonna go in here on the separate camp. Unfortunately, they got there too late, so they didn't manage to bully them off and get them for themselves. But a decent cleanup, and look at the Stitches waiting in the shadows, looking for that hook.
That's level 10 for Fat 5, and seems like they're good. They might be pushing in for this keep.
Yeah, if they can get some separate damage going here. The Leyline Seals are defending pretty decently though, with Malforoots and Holding Blast coming out from Arthas. A hook comes out from Stitches, and he really nails it to that minion there. He is not going anywhere. We did see the level 10s coming out here from Fat Number 5, and nothing too special. Divine Shield from Uther, X-Strife from Genji, the clone from Abathur, Wrath of the Berserker, and Putrid Bile from Stitches. So no Gorge here, and as we all know, Gorge is a good ult, isn't it, Galne? Luckily for pick up the heroics of their own before the altar phase spawns there. There's only one altar up, and it's in the bottom lane. Abathur is just staying in the top, keeps soaking, but I guess he's ready with that clone was needed. And really quick, Taunt is coming out from Varian, Wave of Force from Li Ming, and and we see I'm sorry, we see the heroics instantly coming to use here as Taunt gets a decent amount of value, but they don't manage to secure this kill. Instead, Fat number 5 goes in and manages to pick off Leoric first, then the Malfurion, and Arthas is going down even with all his sustain. He did pick Army of the Dead, he did also use it, but it wasn't enough to keep him alive.
Yeah, I feel like Leyline Seals is banking a lot onto getting those resets for their damage, but the tanky composition out of Fat 5 is going to be really difficult to kill anyone. They try to go for Uther, but still managed to survive that first burst.
Yeah. Sonya's level, is it level 4 talent? Yeah, Hurricane makes it's really strong here against the roots, as we just saw. She got rooted down in a bad position, but spin to win, and she's just manages to move out of it with no trouble at all. Just to finish it off, Twilight Dream for the Malfurion and Entomb for Lady.
So a big problem for Leyline Seals here is that they have Arthas to try to at the moment de-push all these Abathur shenanigans, but they would probably have needed a much stronger wave clear hero to do that, but it's pretty much the best they have apart from Leori.
Yeah, it is pretty much that, and they need to sacrifice someone to go up there, and every time they split up to push back the Abathur, like, they are in a position where they can get just jumped on at any time, since Abathur can just clone and hat, and Varian is going in on the Genji, but no follow-up, so no kill. Oh, the Li Ming gets hooked there. She tries to teleport away, but teleports right into the wall. She has to get cleansed to make sure she gets out safe. But luckily for them, she survived, and that's really good as the altar phase are coming up now. But Genji is going in. He's going for the Li Ming. He manages to get her at the same time as Malfurion dies, and this is such a bad time for Leyline Seals to start losing members, as the mid altar are spawning, and this should be 4 more safe shots for Fat number 5, and a huge hook off on the Variant. He is not gonna get out of there, as they just corners him in. He can't go anywhere unless he suddenly learns to jump over terrain, and yeah, he goes down too. And as we said, safe shrine altar here, for Fat number 5, which goes into a pretty decent 32 to 20 health left on the core lead here.
Yeah, Genji in a bit of trouble. He's out of mana, but the helping hand coming out again, and Karox in this Stitches is on fire.
Yeah, he's really making work here. Both hooking the enemy team and getting in his own team out of harm's way with that helping hand whenever it is needed.
Yeah, it's so great to see some good helping hands. When I play Hero League, the only helping hands I see is to grief me, so...
Griefing hand is much more likely sight to see in the Hero League, but this game so far, it has gotten a lot of value, and we see Fat number 5 does a great thing here by just keep pushing out the bottom lane, just keep pressure on it, make sure that Leyline Seals has to react to it, so Abathur can decently safe stay in top. Karox misses the hook this time, expecting mini CP on the Variant to go a little bit to the right, but he jukes it, but not going anywhere. And now Genji gets he got locked down there with the Variant taunt into the root, but now we really see how much value the level 7 talent on Uther can get here, making sure he stays alive. Oh, that is again. Oh, did they manage to get a counter kill here? Will we get reset value here from the Li Ming? Probably not. At Arthas almost goes down. Varian died, Malfurion died straight after, and for all of that they got 1 kill on the Genji, which is gonna give them the first kill of the game. So at least that's something.
Yeah, It's just 10-1 at the moment, so it's not impossible. But yes, they are a talent down, and the mid keep is in pretty bad shape, and it's a triple altar going in, and they have a talent disadvantage.
Yeah, level 15 to level 17 here is pretty bad news for Leyland Seals. They also have, oh, here we go. They also have a fort down in the bottom with a Sapper Camp moving in, and we all know what it means. If that Sapper Camp gets all the way to the edge here, they're gonna get 3 shots off at the core of Leyland Seals, so they kind of can't let that happen. But instead, they're going to go hard here on the altar in the top left. Malf, luckily for him, gets to ice block the X-Strike out, but still goes down. So does Leoric. So does Arthas. Liming lives for now. It's gonna just kill off the Undead's clone there, but sacrifices her life for it. And Mini CP, can you do magic? No, he can't, and goes down on the Varian, which is a complete team wipe for Leyland Seals. And now we're gonna see Fat number 5 pick up at least the middle fort, maybe even the top fort, before they choose to go into the capital altar. No, they are not. Instead, they're gonna just cap the altar and secure the boss. 4 more shots for them, which is gonna bring Leyland Seals down to 2 shots left on the core.
And this is when the comeback that we talked about is going to come in.
Yeah,
We're banking on it.
yeah, this is where we see that amazing comeback. They are moving in now in the top lane to get this fort down, securing all forts. When and Abathur is slapping like a madman here. Yeah, do that thing, Abathur. And now they tried to manage to get all the forts, so they would just get 3 shots on the core. Luckily for Leyland Seals, he manages to get the bottom fort back. Varian gets hooked there, but he drops down his banner, making sure he stays decently safe. The Genji clone is coming out again from Undead to keep protecting the mid fort here. A lot of heroics are being used, and are they gonna get a kill here before 20?
Ah, beautiful shield there coming out from the Uther and the Genji, and everyone's dropping so low, and the Sonya is stuck there, and she's taking a lot of frame and hope damage. If they can get the kill, they get the resets, and she goes down. They go for Uther, but minions are blocking the damage coming out from Liming. At least I think that's what I saw.
Yeah, finally something goes Leyland Seals' way and manages to get a kill on the Sonya here. She still has 43 seconds left until she is back, and the altar spawns in 5 more seconds. This could be 2 altars for Leyland Seals and the start of this amazing comeback that we're expecting to happen. Unfortunately, they couldn't get more value from the Liming, as she didn't get more kills during the resets. She probably should have just gone more ham there and teleported forward before she threw out more of her damage. But that was not to be, but they did manage to pick up level 18, 2 levels behind. Oh, Malfurion instantly goes into the ice block, and is that gonna save him? No, it's not. X-Strike comes out, and the rest of the damage follow-up from Fat number 5 makes sure that he does not survive. The clone is out on the Genji here for Undead. Is he gonna get some work done? Not a lot, as Leoric can just Wraith Walk out of danger there. Okay, there we see that the power of Genji, and at least 2 Genjis, as the clone were still up when that happened. They just managed to straight into the Liming, which looked in a decently safe space, but you can never be safe when it's a Genji on the other team, at least not when there's 2 of them at the same time.
Oh, another hook coming out on the Leoric here. He does Brave Walk away, but there is a Genji on the other team, as we just said, and like, you're not safe. They're just pushing in here, trying to take down the fort and get some more kills. But Sonya's taking a lot of damage and gets entombed here, but I don't think Leoric has much to do, and he gets Genji'd, and the Bile is down and everyone is dying. Malfurion is rooting someone, and it will not help him at all. The last temple is going to be up in 15 seconds.
Something really insane has to happen for this comeback to be a real thing, as Undead is preparing to cap the bottom altar here and secure the victory for Fat number 5. Malfurion is just going completely YOLO here and trying to make sure that doesn't happen. He's gonna sacrifice his life for it, as... Where did Abatur go? He burrowed...
Take the cup, Evan.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, this doesn't actually mean anything. It was just for fun, as Fat 5 takes down the last fort. One more shot is going over, and at the same time they're capping the altar. It's not even going to get the shots off before the sappers move in, and the last health is gonna go down. So that means, like most people thought